So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago. And we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears. The snow is certainly coming down as we get things teed up here in Chicago. And here we go from Chicago. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Coming out throwing is Williams. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he won't be able to get past the line, and very quickly, Brock, that could be facing 3rd down to begin this ballgame.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
3rd down, and they need to get 10. They'll air it out on 3rd. Has his man. It's the Michigan rookie. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Out of the pistol, Williams. That's Cox. This is Loveland. Hits the 20. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take a 6-0 lead right away. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
And he takes it in the end zone for a touchback. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
They'll start this series with an option left. And Will Slime puts a bow on this play after a gain of about 6.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Play action, Sanders. He rolls to his right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Right there, right there.
There's a dive up the middle. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Well, Kate, that's a quick hitter to the big guy. And that's what you normally expect to see out of it. Not a huge gain, just picking up a little bit before they stall him out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now Sanders. That's complete, David Njoku. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. A pickup of 17. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
Quick throw to the left is complete. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Ready, set.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Back. Viking, 18. Ready, right.
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. Throw right side, caught by Fannin. And he's out of bounds right around the 10. That's enough to make this 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
He brings it in. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns finish off their opening drive. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop us.
After tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. And he'll take a knee in the end zone for a touchback.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Some nice field position here. Bears getting set, 1st and 10.
What's up?
It gives to Pacheco to start the drive. And tough to run it just how he wants to amidst these elements. Defense on and behind that line of scrimmage. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Williams to throw on 3rd. He's going deep! And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
Well, we've been here once before already, Kate, and they converted on that 4th down. Hey, I wouldn't put it past them to try it again, but from this spot, I think most coaches would just punt it away.
And he sends it up amongst the flurries of snow. He fields this at the 18. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
They send a man in motion.
Ready.
To the air on 1st down. Sanders. And this is going to take him off and across midfield there at the opposing 45. 35 on the pickup. And that's a Browns 1st down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. They'll go play action for Sanders. And that is how our first quarter will end, as that pass falls incomplete. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Both teams neck and neck so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They start out 2nd and 10. Now put one of the tight ends in motion. Second down carry for Sampson. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Hit made by T.J. Edwards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down here, need 8 on the play. They kick the running back in motion. Sanders now on 3rd down. He's going to waft this deep down the left sideline. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
That is just a nice stretch of some reps there defensively. Really one of the areas when you watch college game to the NFL game that there is a vast difference. That's the tightness of coverage. These windows of opportunity are small, and they could not find a completion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I know we get so enamored with a one-handed catch, an amazing throw, but I am telling you, that kick from that distance is just as impressive. The leg strength, the power, he drives it low, and he finds a way to get an enormous 3 points.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And it didn't look like he was seriously considering a return there, did it? So that touchback going to come out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10.
What is going on?
Williams on the play action. On him quick, and they bring him down. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Browns are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
You see quarterbacks in this league love targeting their slot guys so often. They get plenty of chances defensively to take one the other way. Nice to see him come through with that one. And what a great read to get in position for that pick.
Sanders going to throw here on 1st. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there. And that brings up 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Bears bringing out an extra DB here. 3rd down. Here he goes. 3rd and long. Has it left side, Brock, with the throw carried him too close to that edge. They're going to say he brought it in out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th down. So the Browns sending out Andre Schmidt on this 4th down. This is going to be a 46-yarder. Schmidt connects, and that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And it looks like he's going to opt not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10.
Ready to go.
The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Ready to go.
Back now, pressure coming. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Jeez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
From the gun on 3rd, it's Williams. Oh, defender there to knock it away, and he's able to do just that. 4th down coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And that kick will get out of bounds without a return. Looks to be a little shy of reaching the 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10.
Panther streak. Here we go. Shot. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
A toss here to Sampson. And a snow hampering their ground game here as he slowed up just a yard on that run. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Man in motion here. On 3rd down, I'll go with Sampson. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Jalen Jones up from the secondary to make that stop.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
70 Timberwolves.
Here he is on 3rd and short. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure. Let the cover guys go shut it down.
From their own side, they're going to go for this. They need about 2.
Let's go. Bronco 80.
He finds Njoku, complete. Has room down the left sideline. David Njoku. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns go up by 12. David Njoku, the touchdown. And this is Schmidt for the extra point. Extra point is good in this wintry weather. And the Browns bump the lead up to 13 points. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Devin Duvernay to return it. He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. 1:58 to play. We have reached our 2-minute warning. More from Soldier Field after this. Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. to throw. Williams. Hits him on the out route. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And he's going to be out of bounds after the big gain. Now down inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Okay, that play so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Running up the middle, Pacheco. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Sometimes just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Third down. Here's Williams. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Carson Schlesinger. And the Browns get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. So when Reed, they'll give it to Simpson. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. I think we both sensed it as the play was developing, Brock. It didn't look like either guy wanted the football, and you can see why with how well it played out defensively.
Yeah, there's 2 looks as a quarterback you hate to see on your teammate's face. When you throw your receiver into coverage and he gets smacked, and then when you pitch it out to the running back and he gets the negative yards on his stat sheet, yeah, that's one the quarterback's got to rectify.
What are you doing? The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Not an enviable spot as they come up 3rd and long. 3rd and long for him here. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long.
Okay, I've talked to you over the years of the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Starts from the 44. And he's brought down before the return gets far.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at the Browns' 47-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Williams from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. To the air on 3rd and long. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Try and get it into Colston Loveland. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Okay, this defense finally said enough, ripped up that script. They have seen him be way too productive. Time to start fighting him for every single throw.
Wow, they must really trusted this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And it doesn't have the leg. They called on him from deep, but he just can't get it there. Man, that'll keep the deficit at 13.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
And he'll pull his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Just before halftime, you get a timeout, take it. So this is Andre Schmidt to attempt this Browns field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll go play action. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. Ooh, that one's nearly intercepted. The defense read that one perfectly. A poor choice to make that throw. Second down coming up.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Let's go now.
A motion to tight end left.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
A give to Sampson here up the middle. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Starts his return from the 23. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready, sir.
From the pistol, here comes Pacheco. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
But more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
The Browns get there and take him down. Goes to the hurry up here.
A loss of 11. It's 2nd and 21 at the 31-yard line.
A second down run by Pacheco. Has some daylight through the 40. Still fighting forward. Into the red zone. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears start the second half with some needed points. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown.
And that right there is why you continue to feed a running back. Definitely the most we've seen him do with any touch this game. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
That one right down the middle. And the Bears get it back to within 6. kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. From his own end zone, here we go. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line.
Check two.
Sampson from the pistol. And he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Browns first down. Let's go.
With Sanders out of the pistol. He puts some air under it deep down the left. And they can't connect on the deep low. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Ready?
Slot man in motion left.
60 Eagles.
Back to the air here on second. Sanders. On the screen, this is Sampson. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down.
Warriors 70, 19 Lions, 18 Pioneers, 60 Maverick. Hey, check that.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. The Browns are lined up to punt. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. His work begins at the 31. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return.
The Bears take over first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. They'll work against the blitz. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
That's a throw at this level. There's so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
After the incomplete pass, here comes second and 10.
What is up?
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And he works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8. Offense to the line fast.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up third and 2.
Third and 2. Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. And the pass is stopped before it can get to the first. Great tackle there to bring up fourth down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
If it was one of those crisp, clear winter days, Brock, perhaps they would try the field goal, but with this snow coming down, they are going for it. He'll throw it. Pass brought in by Burden. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, Williams. Throwing to the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears keep their drive alive and reach Pater one play later. Santos now for the extra point. problems with his footing in the snow. The XP is good. And they'll take the lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Come on.
Working out of the gun, Sanders. Short pass brought in. And this one's only going to pick up a couple before he heads out of bounds. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Let's go.
It's Sampson running out of the gun. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Stopped though right near the marker. Didn't get it. 3rd down.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion will.
A handoff here to Sampson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st down, Browns.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. Hand off to Sampson. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard.
On the jump.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Play action, Sanders. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
19 Chargers.
Looks like they're going option keeper on 1st and 10. And they're going to have a few looks at a touchdown here as he gets it down to the 8. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Now, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket, but they're going to try for the touchdown first here and goal to go. They'll run. Here's Sampson. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Operating from the gun. Here's Sanders. Throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Dump off to his fullback. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Oh, this catches the right upright, and it goes in! It's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
Here's Williams. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Williams will look to throw. Pressure coming, and he's taken down. The Browns got him. And it'll be 3rd down coming up after this defense's 3rd sack of the game.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
They connect on the deep shot. He will not score, but that does set him up broad with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
This one misses the tight end. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll try to run with Pacheco, and he's in for the touchdown. The Bears take a 4th quarter lead. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears jump in front now by 5. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And not liking what it looked like ahead of him there, Brock. So he's going to take a knee, and this is going to come out to the 35-yard line. Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Browns facing a 5-point deficit. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Pat the 60, pat the 60. Hey, check that, street.
On the carry, it's Sampson. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Running back sent in motion. Looking to throw it. That one's caught. Judy has it. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's 16 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland 1st down. Starting on the ground here with Sampson. And a snow hampering their ground game here as he slowed up just a yard on that run. Tight end in motion now. Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. Buys time, rolling right. This one won't be wheeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. Here comes 2nd and 3 following the penalty.
Ready.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Setting up to pass. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And it's dropped. That was the play they needed late in this one, but he couldn't hang on. Tried getting it to Jerry Jeudy, and that'll bring up 4th and 3. Their hand is forced here. They've got to get this. They're down 5.
Let's go.
Running back sent in motion left.
19 Tiger.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Zay Frazier has it. And the Bears make the play that should win them this game. Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's set up to throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And tough running as the elements continue offering up a challenge, partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. They're going to pass it here. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It's Pacheco on 3rd. And he's got the 1st down for the Bears, Brock, and that should clinch them this win.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
At the 18-yard line.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Right back to Pacheco. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. So the Bears come away with the win. Man, they were facing a top-5 defense this week, Brock, but they made them look anything but. What a great performance to get this win.
Yeah, you could come in, Kate, with this awe and mystique of, gosh, we're facing one of the best defenses in the league, but as soon as you get those first points, you realize, you know what? They're mortal just like the rest of us, and they took the fight right to them.
So for Brock Huard, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears winners, as we say so long from Chicago.